Cheers.
Cheers.
Hi, everybody. We're back.
I'm John, aka Tiki Java. You may know me as.
And I'm Markus. I'm a pageant critique / coach / not really either one.
And I work with the Miss Hawaii USA committee. So we live in Hawaii here, obviously, and we just want to preface what we're doing by saying, in all fairness, we live in Hawaii and we're involved with the pageant system here in Hawaii. So we are a little partial to Miss Hawaii. So we're going to be doing critiquing here and having fun, but just understand that we can't exactly be,
completely honest. However,
not completely honest, completely unbiased about Hawaii.
When no one's honest these days, everything's rigged.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay, anyway. So we just finished watching the Miss USA preliminary for 2020 that just happened on whatever night this is, Friday night,
November 6th.
And Miss USA will be happening on Monday, so we have a couple days here. So we thought we would just give our
opinion,
our idea. I mean, why not? Everybody does it. We can have an opinion, right?
I agree.
So we're just going to go through the states. Not talk about every single person, because this is not going to be like a half-hour video or 2-hour video, really.
It's going to be short, sweet, and to the point.
To the point.
And at the end of the day, it's always going to be facts. And we have savage-type facts.
And you are welcome to agree or disagree with us, of course.
And if you disagree, it's water off a duck's back.
Right. Leave it in the comment section below, and we will not read it.
There you go. Okay. First off, the stage again was very good. The girls got a lot of stage time, which was nice.
Yeah, it didn't feel rushed or anything. It's very nice.
So that was great. Thank you, Miss USA, for giving us time to actually see the girls, view the girls. And even with interview, having these girls do these interviews with Zoom, really trying to...
and they were longer this year. They were 7 minutes long, so that was a little bit longer to get to know them. But of course, we didn't see them. We have not been privy to that. But
we haven't, but some girls have shared clips.
So
I guess.
Let's just talk about some of the contestants and what our thoughts were. And let's start at the beginning with Alabama. Okay, what were your thoughts about Miss Alabama?
I thought her walk was very consistent. She was really good. I thought her swimwear was greater than her gown. Her gown was great. She wore it well, and she was elegant.
Period. I kind of liked her gown, to be honest with you. And she was just much prettier than what I was expecting somehow. I don't know what I was expecting.
I would agree.
But I was very pleasantly surprised. Obviously, we can't talk about everybody, but we're going to talk about California for a minute here.
Top contender and styling on fleek, whatever that means. I'm still trying to figure that out. But she was amazing.
Yeah, she was through the roof in every category.
Tall.
Exquisite. Absolutely
blonde
exquisite.
Bombshell. I'm going to use that.
Very different look. She doesn't look like anyone else there.
And I don't give a damn what anybody says about her makeup. Her makeup was on point.
Really?
And people need to take lessons about making themselves look amazing.
Okay.
Thank you, California. Mwah.
Yeah, really. We would be remiss if we didn't mention Connecticut. I just want to mention that and say somebody that I think is going to be falling off a lot of lists who was quite popular, I think, before. That I feel not, like horrible negative or whatever, but just was a little bit underwhelming.
Beautiful girl, but not polished. Not like I thought she was going to be. That's my opinion. If anybody else disagrees, sorry.
That's okay. And I kind of felt the same way about DC. I mean, I love her energy.
Same.
I liked her swimsuit, but I just felt a little bit like...
she was forgettable.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Florida...
Same.
We liked Florida. But
we did until she got to evening gown, and then I thought I was looking at, and I'm going to be brutally honest, I thought I was looking at the teen gown.
I agree. There were some contestants, I think, in the Miss that went a little bit of a teen route to me in a gown that were a few. We are going to mention Georgia.
Smile was great. strong stage presence, in my opinion.
Yeah, very pretty girl. And I did really like her gown. Hawaii, of course, we're a little biased, but we love Samantha.
But if anybody can learn something from her, it is learn how to be confident in front of a camera.
Yeah.
She is an actor. That might be something that plays part into it, but let me tell you, there is barely any audience there tonight other than family, and she made sure the people at home recognized her, knew who she was, and I loved every moment. Thank you, Hawaii.
Yeah, very confident, really good camera contact, and she's beautiful, very fresh, Idaho
is clearly one of the most beautiful contestants.
Gorgeous.
Stage presence, great.
Love the slick back hair on her.
I did. But I could have seen a couple other people in her dress. But she wore it very well.
She did.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, let's mention Illinois. Kind of a fan favorite of a lot of people, and I just wasn't feeling it, to be honest.
Yeah, I think she's very great in in front of the camera, like as far as taking photos. But on camera, I felt a little stiffness.
Yeah, somebody that we both really jumped out at us tonight that we hadn't paid a lot of attention to before was Indiana.
Bam, Indiana. I was not here for. Well, not exactly here for, but she was tall. She literally worked her swimsuit, she worked the camera, her evening gown, and then the final walk during the evening gown, whenever she turned the corner and the camera just spotted on her face, me and you both looked at each other and it was like, wow.
Yeah.
That was great.
I enjoy Kentucky. I felt like she had kind of a Tara Conner vibe going on with the gown and her appearance. I was kind of liking it. Louisiana, we were sort of in a similar space.
Such a repeat.
Yeah.
Same dress as Kansas 2019.
Okay.
And then also just very consistent in the same.
Yeah, I think it was exactly the same dress. We're going to say also, I think both of us were maybe a little disappointed with Maryland. Was somebody I was expecting to really jump out, and I didn't.
Do you remember our photo on the beach whenever I was back in Hawaii before I moved back visiting? Me and you went out and we just wanted to talk pageant and we went to the beach and I was obsessed when Maryland got crowned. I was like, she's the most beautiful, blah, blah, blah. But then on stage, I was very underwhelmed tonight. And that's unfortunate because I do think she was a top contender until tonight.
Okay. Massachusetts, oh my gosh, she was just so confident. I mean, she owned the stage.
Her dress, she chose it perfectly. It fit her to a T. Her hand movements were different than any other girl, and you pointed that out during the prelims. And that's just something to look out for. I think any girl that's getting ready to compete in a pageant, think about things that are going to make you stand out. Think outside the box.
Michigan, we both, were liking a little fancy on the dress and kind of...
Great body.
Yeah.
All the above, but I think it was very similar to what she was doing at state, and I was just expecting a little bit of involvement.
Let's talk for a second about Mississippi. Very pretty. Such a pretty girl.
So beautiful. For me, everything was great except her dress should have just been black. No white stripe.
I agree.
Followed through with the sash, and the sash just looked a part of the dress, and it was just like...
Yeah.
But one of the most beautiful contestants.
Very beautiful. I want to take just a moment also to give a shout out to Montana, who I thought just had an exquisite gown presentation. That was exquisite.
Her gown, the coloring, the styling, her performance was definitely
really nice. Yeah.
Great.
I also would say, kind of as a bit of a surprise to me, I want to say was New Hampshire. Not somebody I was really necessarily.
Oh,
looking
Brazil.
hot. Yes.
I'm going to
it's
call her
true.
Miss Brazil 2019.
If you've ever followed any of the stuff I say on the boards and stuff, I always say, you know, Brazil has been sending the same brown-haired white girl to Miss Universe for the past 20 years, with just a couple of exceptions, because they look so similar to me. And it was amazing how much she did look like every other past Miss Brazil recently.
She did, however, New Hampshire, great choice.
Yeah, her gown was great for her.
You sent someone that was coming to try to win the crown.
New Jersey, so sexy in swimsuit, so hot, hot.
I love New Jersey. She's been one of my favorites. Whenever I'm coaching the girls, I often tell them to learn from her. However, the evening gown.
Yeah.
Underwhelming.
Not really. Yeah, it was just underwhelming. It's when you were so hot in swimsuit and so sexy, and then just kind of not as much in.
Still great presentation.
Great, but it just kind of like, you're a little disappointed, I think, when you see that. As opposed to the next person I want to mention who was so consistently great was New York.
She said, I'm going to be your next Miss USA / Miss Universe. And she is here. We welcome her. And, well, I do. I can't speak for anybody else, but I will speak for everybody else. New York is queen. She slayed the stage. She slayed evening gown.
I loved her gown. Made her waist just look so small.
I could have done without the
Beautiful.
diamonds because I'm not a fan of jewels. That's just my personal preference. I love solid colors.
I loved it.
But, John, you're 100% right. Her waist was cinched and she looked amazing.
Ohio.
We were just talking about this.
Yeah.
And I said, Ohio, like I was so excited to see her on stage because I was not a fan. I'll 100% be honest. And she built me up during this Miss USA week.
Yeah.
And then bathing suit, swimsuit, body
Killer body.
die for. And then evening gown.
Yes. Yeah.
I fell asleep.
Yeah, the evening
And
gown
that
was
was
too
being
much
nice.
to me, too heavy, and she kind of also had her hair slicked back in swimsuit, which looked really great, and then it was kind of poofed out in the gown, which was odd looking to me.
Can I take us back for a second? Nevada,
Okay.
because she was in the top picks
Yeah.
of everybody else. She was great, but her dress swallowed her. In my opinion.
Yeah.
And she was she is beautiful. She is beautiful. But
Yeah, I think
she was another one, gown choice.
For me, she was okay. Like, I think she's beautiful and lovely, and there's nothing specific I would have like that I didn't like. It's just that she didn't excite me in any
I
way,
agree.
really, yeah.
100%. I just wanted to revisit her because she was a top contender.
Oklahoma, otherwise known as Miss Choctaw Nation.
Not laughing because she's Native American. Promise. Not because of that.
No.
However, styled from head to toe. Whoever's working with you, Oklahoma, knows what they're doing with their women.
She was on point.
She was on point. Head to toe, that gown. I normally don't like white gowns on people, but she killed it.
Mm-hmm.
She owned every minute. And praises to you, Miss Oklahoma.
Pennsylvania was a pleasant surprise, I think, for both of us.
Yes, for me, like, I've always thought she was, like, uniquely beautiful, but I just didn't see something special. And tonight, especially during evening gown, I was just like, a wow factor for me.
Yeah.
But
Let's talk for a minute about South Carolina.
go ahead.
Oh, okay. I've been saying all week, because I think she's been, the fans and watching the pictures coming out of Memphis and stuff, being sort of like, what's the deal with her? Because she seems very casual, sort of 90s looking, whatever thing going on all the time, and not really that made up and whatever. And I just kept saying, I think she's going to look really good on stage, because she's going to clean up really well, and she'll have a very clean, classic presentation. And she did tonight.
I would agree, and I'm eating my words with South Carolina whenever I say every time I watched a mock and I saw her advancing, I didn't see it. But tonight on stage, especially during evening gown, I can't really talk about the other numbers, but in evening gown, she really did represent South Carolina and was just elegant.
Yeah. Okay, another surprise of the night for us both that we both liked was Tennessee.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shout out to my home state. I mean, I know she's got a great team in Nashville working with her. Good job, Tennessee. That's all I got to say. And you looked amazing.
She looked great. Yeah, she was just good. Let's talk about Texas briefly. I think she's very attractive. What's interesting, I'm not, 100% across the board like, oh my gosh, Texas is the most amazing thing ever.
Same.
But she's very attractive. Interestingly, the same gown.
The same gown. I was really shocked, but I'm glad she did it because I thought her gown was fierce in state. And again, it was no other girl was wearing it. Yeah. And no other girl could have wore it as well as she did, I think. She knew what she was doing. Yeah. Again, not a fan favorite like from the beginning, but I think she held her own and she's going to do well.
I think we should talk about Utah for a moment. I was very much looking forward to see what she was going to bring. I will tell you, I don't mind telling you, I was a judge at Miss Utah USA this year. And she is the first openly LGBTQ plus person to be competing for Miss USA. And she's been, styled very well. She's cleaned up, whatever you want to call it. Really great. Her presentation was, some pluses and minuses, I think, tonight, and that she kind of missed the marks on swimsuit. She didn't really hit where she was supposed to be stopping and whatever. But in evening gown presentation, she wore pants, okay, like sequin pants, and I was in love with it because I thought, hey, if you're being, bisexual and it's kind of a thing you're talking about and campaigning as, I thought, brilliant. Wear a very untraditional evening wear choice. And I was totally there for it, totally.
I thought she was going to come out in a rainbow gown. And I would have been totally fine with that. And I actually was not upset about the pants. However, the pants were her. She didn't wear the pants, in my opinion. Yeah. So...
we're a little different.
Yeah, but she's beautiful. And keep the Lana Del Rey vibe going, Miss Utah, because I love it.
Virginia...
surprise! I have not thought about her. And she looked very, very beautiful and consistent throughout the night.
Beautiful and consistent, I would say, and also very safe, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I don't usually like it when people are totally safe, but I think everything was very safe.
She's coasting her way into a top 16.
Yeah, she looks good.
Yeah.
We got to mention Wisconsin.
Yes, because no one mentions Wisconsin, and... I don't know her personally, but I've talked with her a few times, and I love her. And I think she's someone that should be on people's radars because she's undeniably confident, beautiful, and intelligent.
Yeah.
So
she's not, she has wasted nobody's time, I'll tell you, being here. She is there. Little bit of a sort of a trip up or whatever in swimsuit.
I think she missed her step.
Yeah.
So slow down a little bit, but still consistent and don't count her out.
So having said all of that, we had to wrap up. We had actually 6 girls, according to our different judging systems that we used. We combined them and we have 6 girls that we both have absolutely across the board positives for. So our 6 combined would be New York, Oklahoma, California, Hawaii, Indiana, and Massachusetts, which is not to say there aren't other people we like. There were, but those were the ones that all across the board, we all got checks.
We both really enjoyed and that thought that they really exuded what it took to be Miss USA.
So who do you think will win, other than Hawaii? We're going to pull Hawaii out of the equation here because we both love her and all that. So we're just going to pretend Hawaii is not in our top 6 and say, who would you pick to win right now?
New York.
And I would go California. So
I think we have a crowning moment.
Yeah, we'll see.
Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you Monday night.
And put in your thoughts and comments and who you want to see in the top 2015 who you want to win.
And tell us what we said wrong, please. I would like to know.
Speak for yourself.
Thank you.